Hi, Paul from Traveling with Lizzie and Paul here. And this video is a bit of a special video. So as we prepare for our travels around Australia, preparing the rig is a really important aspect, and knowing the weight of the rig is part of that. So we weighed our rig and something happened. So this video tells the story of all that. And at the end of the video, I'll get back with you and I'll explain a little bit more. Enjoy. Good morning. Well, an important day for us today. We're going to get the caravan and the car weighed. It's going to be close. So I've done.
Okay, so this is us setting up to get our car and caravan weighed. We think it's a really important part of our future travels. And before we're actually going to do any big trips, we just want to make sure we are legal and we're safe. And so here we have a lovely gentleman that just met us. And we'll see how we go.
Think about your business. You're running your business on the mid-north coast and Hunter area.
Been running it up here for 3 years now. So just helping people out get their weights right, giving good tips for caravanning and just making sure people are ready.
That's great. And your name is Graham, if I remember. And here you can see his mobile number. Feel free to ring him anytime you like.
So now we're on the scales and I'm bricking it. So I've done my calculations, but this is obviously much more scientific. So we'll see how we're doing. Fingers crossed. We've weighed up. We were way over. But Graham here has given us some good advice, and we've divided our equipment into 3 parts. So it's mainly the car that was over. What's on the right is staying in the car. What's on the left here goes in the van, and what's over there doesn't come with us. Yeah, okay. So I don't know, Graham, if you want to say a few words about what's really important with weights.
I think one of the biggest things, as we can see from the pile here that we're making on the ground, is carrying stuff, only taking what you need. When you're loading your things in, is thinking about what you actually need to carry and how often you are going to use things. If it is going to be once in 6 months, maybe it needs to stay at home and not come in board.
Well, it turns out I was right to be worried. The figures on this table show the figures after we'd made corrections. And those corrections were, we emptied the front water tank, so that took off 80 kilos from the van and about 40 kilos off the ball. We also added 20 kilos in the form of water in a jerry can to the back bar. And as you can see from the video, we reduced our equipment remarkably in the car. And that left us very, very uncomfortable that we would be making too many compromises on our travels. So a difficult decision was taken.
So what are we doing here?
Well, we've got to change the car, haven't we?
Yeah, sure. That's exciting, isn't it?
It is, but remember that situation with the weighing?
Yes.
And so we just have to. So we've come to pick the new car up, and well, we'll keep you updated. This is a very exciting time.
Yes.
And we're saying goodbye to the Pajero today, who's served us very well for the last year, but really is not up to the amount of towing or the weight of towing that we need to do. Wow! Look at that. day 3 of Ranger ownership, and I must say the last 2 days have been rather interesting, haven't they, Lizzie?
Yeah, lots of driving. Good thing that the salesperson told us that before we could tow with our car, we had to run 1,000 kilometers. And it's Sunday today, and Wednesday we are off with our caravan. So we had a couple of days to knock those 1,000 kilometers out, and we're almost there.
Yeah, so yesterday we went up past Coffs Harbour, right the way up to what,
Tyndale, something like that.
Tyndale. I think Tyndale is the name. So that gave us, well, by the time we got back, we had pretty much 650 kilometers, thanks to about 100 kilometers on the first day as well. And today we went across to Walker. Yeah.
And we had a nice look at the Apsley Falls. They're well worth a visit as well on the way, aren't they?
They are indeed. So the Apsley Falls, and we'll put a little bit of footage in about that as well. And it's a very windy road to Walker. So I drove the way there, Lizzie's driving the way back, and I think we've been faster on the way back than on the way there.
I wonder why.
I wonder why, yeah, absolutely. Well, here we are on our first trip heading north to Coffs Harbour, and the car's towing really nicely. Caravan sits where it should, and the biggest surprise for me are the Malenko mirrors. So they're way better than the Occams we had on the Pajero. You can see much better with them, and they're not shaking around. And they were only like 160 bucks compared to about 500-600 for the Occams. So there we go. This is our rest stop. So just having a bite to eat on the way back to Port Macquarie. And this is what the setup looks like. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
So Lizzie, what do you think about the new car?
Oh, I love it. You know me, normally cars, they go from A to B, and that's about all I need, but this car is just so good. It's really, really lovely. I enjoy driving it. I feel it just feels safe. You know, the moment you go uphill, it just goes. That's just really nice.
And I think that point is it just goes uphill. Brrr, it does.
Yeah.
So the V6 engine is definitely an upgrade for us. The first thing I'd say is that I really loved the Pajero, and we invested heavily on the Pajero. So not all our investment, but there were $20,000 worth of accessories and upgrades to the car, and probably the biggest upgrade was the engineering upgrade for the GVM and the towing upgrade, so to allow us to tow up to 300 kilos on the ball, and obviously that didn't wash for us.
Yeah.
So as you saw in the video, we really had to change.
But whoever gets our Pajero, they get a fantastic car as well.
Certainly as a camping vehicle, it's a great camping vehicle. So it's currently with My Dickie in Port Macquarie. They did a part exchange for us. I must say, My Dickie is a good garage. We've had plenty of good experiences with them, and thanks very much to Jason, our salesman, who made the process very easy for us. Yeah. Maybe a couple of thoughts about the Ranger. So obviously one of the big learnings we have is around weight and back axle weight. Now for that, the Ranger should be much better. It's got 900 kilos or over 900 kilos of payload, which is great. And so we're thinking of doing a fairly simple fit out. And that fit out would probably be in terms of the UHF radio, reinstalling our air compressor and the battery which we took out of the Pajero, and making sure that we've got all the electrics ready for towing. So the car comes with a brake controller, an electric brake controller, but we need all the wiring so that we can connect up the caravan electrics as well.
And the tow mode, how good is that?
The tow mode.
Yes, I like the
Do you want to
tow
talk
mode.
about the tow mode?
No, I don't understand enough about it yet, but I think it just sort of means that the gears change a lot quicker or more efficiently, don't they?
Yes, so the tow mode in the Wild Track Ranger adapts the gears to the weight that you're carrying, which is a pretty cool feature. And the other feature, which Lizzie didn't mention there, is that you've got the possibility of using like a little, what would you call it,
A rotary button sort
a
of thing?
rotary button or a console type button to reverse the caravan. So it's pretty cool, but we haven't used that yet. So if we do, we might do a review about that. Okay, so that was it. Quite an experience, a bit of an emotional experience as well for us, but probably necessary, well, definitely necessary for our travels and the longer travels that we'll be doing as of about beginning of next year, January.
And I say, cheers to that.
Cheers to that. See you soon.
See you soon.
See you soon.